What is going on, guys? Monkey P Games here, and the podcast is restoring to what it originally was. Dom is finally back,
Yeah, that's right. I am here. I didn't miss out this week.
and we're heading into week 4, so let's just get to it. Alright, just a quick go over of how we did last week. Dom came in at 6-10, and I came in at 9-7. Dom's record now stands at 26-22, and mine stands at 27-21. So I have that 1-win lead on him now. But to sum everything up, we are both complete garbage.
Yeah, it was a really bad week. We're both hoping for a bounce back week this week. I think my picks got it this week. I'm definitely gonna go positive.
If you go positive, I go positive because we're almost identical.
Well, shit.
Alright, so kicking off week 4, we have Thursday night football. Miami Dolphins at the Cincinnati Bengals, and I have Cincinnati in this game. I think they had a pretty good showing against Denver and their defense. Really, what could you say went wrong other than they lost?
Yeah, I mean, they did play a pretty good game. The Broncos offensively were able to do some stuff, but I mean, nothing dramatic. I think that they'll come back this week and definitely be able to get the W as well. Next up, we have the Indianapolis Colts traveling to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. I do have Andrew Luck and the Colts getting the W this week. They showed up. Well, they didn't really show up last week against the Chargers. They scored in the last 2 minutes, T.Y. Hilton touchdown to win the game. But I think that they'll play a more solid game going against a pretty crappy team in the Jaguars who I don't even believe they have a win this season. So I don't see them getting their first win against Andrew Luck and the Colts.
Yeah, it's really disappointing. We both had Jacksonville going as a team that could compete for the division title. We didn't think they were going to be hot to start off the season, but I didn't think they were going to start off 0-3.
Yeah, it's just not looking good. I can't really put my finger on what's going wrong for them besides the fact that on the field they're just not playing up to their potential.
But I don't think anyone really had the Colts starting off the way they did either. But I think Andrew Luck and the Colts are starting to restore to their old-fashioned prior to his injury, and I think they're going to get the win this week too. Next up, we got a division showcase here. We have Carolina visiting Atlanta Falcons, and while Atlanta participated in that high-scoring game last night, and Carolina kind of shit the bed against the Vikings, I think Carolina is still a team to beat in the NFC. I don't see how you can go against them.
Yeah, that Vikings team is actually really good. They're playing really, really good defense, and Sam Bradford is actually doing pretty solid. So I think that Carolina is going to bounce back after that loss. I think that Carolina is going to be dominant on the field like they were last year.
They're going to be Carolina, bro.
They're going to be Carolina, exactly. I think that they will get the win this week. So next up, we got the Oakland Raiders going up against the Baltimore Ravens. And I think both of these teams are playing pretty solid football to start off the season. I think that the Baltimore is actually really impressive compared to how they were playing last season. But I do not see them getting the win this week. I do see Oakland continuing to stay hot offensively, and they're going to keep playing solid enough defense, and I think that they will be able to beat the Ravens this week.
I think that's the big key for Oakland. Through the first 2 weeks, they had the 32nd ranked defense.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That defense is nowhere near a top 10 defense, but it's definitely a middle-of-the-pack defense when they're playing well together.
Yeah, it's got some pieces in there that, you got Khalil Mack, you got some other guys in there. They have players.
They have the pieces.
They're just not playing good defense.
Their offense is hot. As long as their defense can start to gel, become a middle-of-the-pack defense in the NFL, they'll get the win this week. Next up, we got Detroit at Chicago, and all I'm going to say is Detroit wins.
Yeah, I really do agree. I think it really is that simple. There's really not anything good you can say about the Bears, so I'm not even going to waste my time trying to. The Lions are looking really good these last couple weeks, surprisingly to me at least. But yeah, Lions all day, for sure. Next up, we got the Tennessee Titans traveling to take on the Houston Texans, and I don't know about you, Mike, but I think this is going to be a really good game. I think that Houston's going to hopefully bounce back from their blowout loss to the Patriots.
That was a surprise.
Not just saying that because I have the Houston Texans defense and Will Fuller on my fantasy team. Alright, well maybe I am. But I do think that the Tennessee Titans will still win this game. They're looking really hot offensively with DeMarco Murray and Marcus Mariota killing the game right now. And defensively, they're playing just solid enough to win games, you know what I mean? So I think that the Tennessee Titans do get the win this week.
See, I'm going to have to differ with you there. Coming into week 3, Houston was a 2-0 team. They were a team to beat in the AFC South.
And what happened?
And they shit the bed.
They got
all right.
whooped.
Listen, they shit the bed. But as I've been saying all season, it's not who is the quarterback for that New England team. It's Bill Belichick.
Coach Bill.
You need the coach. You need to scheme against Bill. You don't got to scheme against the Patriots. Houston had an off week. And by off week, I mean like a really off week. They missed their fucking plane, and scrubs were wearing the jerseys.
Terrible.
Houston rebounds, gets the win against Tennessee. We have a interesting game up next. Not so much interesting as team versus team wise, but more at who the hell is playing quarterback for this team. We have Buffalo at New England, and it's very possible we see Julian Edelman playing quarterback this week. Like I've been saying, like I just said with the Houston game last week, you got to scheme against Bill. It does not matter who's quarterback there. Clearly, Julian Edelman had some kind of QB talent to be playing quarterback in college. Not enough to be playing it in the NFL, but he'll get the job done because Bill's his coach.
I'm looking forward to this. If Julian Edelman plays quarterback, I'm going to go crazy because that is just going to be entertaining as hell. I mean, like last week with the Browns, we saw Terrell Pryor taking some throws. And, I mean, like he looked pretty good. He was a little pissed off that Cody Parkey kept missing kicks and all, but yeah, he played good at quarterback. So I mean, like I think that if Julian Edelman plays quarterback, the Patriots have no fucking shot of winning, man. I don't see how the Bills lose this game if the Patriots do not have a quarterback. If they do lose this game, Rex Ryan should be fired right now. They should not wait till the end of the season. He should be fired right now.
I mean, did you see that Tom Coughlin was visiting with owners of the Bills yesterday?
No, I didn't. But if he goes there, he's an idiot too.
Oh yeah, but I mean, hot seat Rex. I mean,
next up we got the Seattle Seahawks traveling all the way across the country to take on the New York Jets, and this is another game that I could see being an interesting game. I don't know. Is Russell Wilson playing? I don't think he's got a sprained meniscus, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Like that. I don't know the status on that yet.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna play. So therefore, I am gonna take the Jets in this game. I think that the Jets' defense is going to eat. I think that Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to find Eric Decker and Brandon Marshall at least one time. If Matt Forte can just carry the ball a little bit, I think that they'll be just good enough to get past this Seattle team.
All right, I just looked it up, and he is expected to practice today.
Oh, well, that changes everything. So, yeah, no, it actually doesn't. No, we're still going to stick with the Jets. We're going to stick with our guns. We're going to go with the Jets.
You picked Seattle in the pre-show.
Fuck the pre-show, all right? All right? I forgot about Russell Wilson, all right?
Anyway, I'm going to stick to my pre-show here.
That's fine.
Seattle's going to get the win as long as Russell Wilson plays, and I'm going to stick by even if he doesn't play just because of that defense.
I'm not taking that risk.
Hopefully they come through, maybe, please. I need to start winning some.
You need this pick. That's why I'm going to go with the Jets.
Listen, I have one up on you. You need more. You need it more.
Listen.
All right?
That's why I'm going with the Jets.
I don't know why you're going with the Jets.
We're ballsy, man. That's why we're going with the Jets.
Anyway, as long as Russell Wilson plays, I see this game going in favor of the Jets.
You really
the Hawks. I'm not even confident in this pick.
You really think that even with Russell Wilson in that they're gonna do? He can't move. Like the dude's not gonna be able to do anything.
Bro, first name Russell, last name Wilson.
I don't believe in him. I can't pick him this week.
Next game on the schedule is Cleveland at Washington, and this was a game that was originally headlined as the return of RG3 to Washington, and now it's more of just a shit show.
Oh, I forgot about that. That actually makes this really upsetting.
Yeah. As a guy who had RG3 high hopes in Cleveland, I was really looking forward to this game, but now that it's, Cody Kessler?
Cody Kessler, yeah.
Cody Kessler at quarterback. Somehow the Redskins pulling off the win above my G-men. Don't really want to talk about that. I have Washington, unfortunately. It's not going to be as good as the game as I thought it was beginning of the season, though.
I didn't think this game was going to be good in the beginning of the season. I didn't think it was going to be good ever. This game is going to suck. I do have the Washington Redskins winning, though. The Browns are the Browns, man. I mean, like, it's in their name. They just suck. Like, they look like something that fell out of your asshole, like how they play on the field. I don't see how they can get the W this week, especially with Cody Kessler. Who the hell is Cody Kessler?
I just know Cody Kessler because of our friend who has the last name Kessler.
Yeah, like I don't see how.
That's the only thing I know about that man.
I don't. I mean, like if Isaiah Crowell can rush for like 300 yards, maybe they win. But I mean, like I really do not see how the Browns pull off this victory at all.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I cannot even pick them with any type of confidence, so I will not pick them at all. This week we got the Denver Broncos going to play the Tampa Bay Bucks. I actually think that it's going to be a good game. I think that Jameis is going to do well. I think that the Bucks defense has a chance to do well, but that doesn't change my opinion that the Broncos are going to win. The Broncos are looking good. I mean, like Trevor Siemian, that's his name, right? Mm-hmm. Trevor Siemian, like he's looking pretty good. I mean, like yeah, he's replacing Peyton Manning, but the guy's playing good football. I mean, like good enough that they're winning.
Yeah, I mean they didn't really bring the guy in to replace Peyton.
Yeah,
it's kind of just a placeholder. I mean, they drafted Paxton Lynch. You can't draft that guy and not plan to start him down the road at some point.
I don't get why he's not starting now, for being honest. I mean, like I get like the whole like rookie thing, but I mean like the same situation with Jared Goff. That dude should be playing.
Yeah,
they're just wasting time.
They are. I mean, look at Carson Wentz. He started
Week 1.
Like
Dak Prescott. Look at all of them, man. Like they're both looking great this year. And you got the number 1 pick and the 31st pick, not doing anything. Like, what is the point of that? But I do have the Denver Broncos winning this game. I just think that they're too good of a team overall to lose.
Yeah, I feel like it has the potential at least to be a good game. Tampa Bay has that strong offense now. I don't know how they're going to match up against that defense. Probably not very well, considering we have Cincinnati's offense last week not do that well either. But Denver's just too strong of a team. Next up, we have LA at Arizona, and how about this matchup? Last week, LA finally put up more than 9 points on the board, and Arizona never got off the plane.
I couldn't have described it any better.
I think it was more of a time zone kind of effect on the Arizona Cardinals coming all the way across the country to play the Buffalo Bills. I think at home they're a tough team to beat, and the Rams are the Rams. They're nothing different. Arizona's going to get the win.
I do agree. Arizona is really hard to beat in Phoenix. I mean, like there's not a lot of teams that go there and get wins. And I mean, again, we are talking about the Rams. I mean, like I like Todd Gurley. He's on my fantasy team. I wish they would start Jared Goff. Their defense is good, but it doesn't play like they're good. I don't see how the Cardinals lose back-to-back games, especially after getting torched by the Bills last week. Next up, we got the New Orleans Saints traveling over to the San Diego Chargers.
NOLA.
And I think that this is going to be a really good game. Both teams had some heartbreaking losses in the final minutes of their last week games. San Diego is hopefully going to start producing. I mean, no Keenan Allen, no Danny Woodhead. Monte Teo just went out this week. They're beat up. Yeah,
I did not hear that.
Yeah, he tore something in his knee.
After the Giants game, I just completely stopped watching football for a day.
Yeah, so that's going to be bad. I mean, like, as a Chargers fan, it hurts, like, watching all your guys go down. But I do think...
What was his injury?
I think it was a meniscus. I'm not 100% sure, though. Don't quote me on that. But I do think the San Diego can upset New Orleans here. Yes, I am calling it an upset because Drew Brees is Drew Brees. Brandon Cooks is fast as hell. And, yeah, the Saints are actually pretty decent. But I do not have them beating my Chargers. What is this, 4th week in a row I'm going with the Chargers? I gotta be right eventually, right?
Yeah, eventually. What can I say? It's two teams that are hurting on their respective sides of the ball. You have a quarterback in Phillip Rivers who can torch any given defense any given day if he has the weapons. Not even if he has the weapons. But
Phillip Rivers makes everyone good around him. Phillip Rivers is a great quarterback.
It's kind of like the Peyton Manning, Tom Brady situation where you make players look good around you.
Exactly.
But then, like you said, you have Drew Brees on the other side of the ball.
And he's just so good. It's Drew Brees.
It's Drew Brees. You can't really underestimate him just because the team around him isn't that good either.
Yeah, he's finally hooking up with Kobe Fleener too. I expected that to be a big duo in the beginning of the season, and now it's finally becoming true.
But what are Saints? 0-3 right now?
But I couldn't tell you.
They've lost 3 consecutive close games. I think this is the week they can pull off and get the first one of the season.
I think it's possible. That's for sure.
Next up, we got Dallas at San Francisco. Unfortunately, I have to go with Dak Attack and the Cowboys, as much as that hurts as a Giants fan. I just don't see how the 49ers are a team that can compete with a offense.
I agree. Dak Prescott is my man. I am probably the biggest Dak Prescott fan around at the moment. Like, if Tony Romo comes back and he starts, the Cowboys and Jerry Jones are just retarded. But as far as this game, the Cowboys are going to win. I mean, Dak finally got his first passing touchdown last week. Dak's been lighting it up. The defense is surprisingly playing good. Like, Morris Claiborne, like, that's a name that has been talked down upon forever. And he's actually balling this year. That D-line looks good. Big Zeke is finally getting trucks going. He rushed for 100 yards last week. I really don't see how the Cowboys can lose this game. Next up, we got the Kansas City Chiefs going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think that this game has the potential to be a good game. The Chiefs have really struggled so far this season, besides Week 1 coming back against the Chargers. I mean, besides that, they really have not proven anything. They're looking like a team that might just barely scrape into the playoffs, might miss the playoffs completely. As far as the Steelers go, this is the week that Le'Veon comes back, right? Or is it next week?
I think this is the last week without Le'Veon.
All right, so Le'Veon will start. Le'Veon's going to come back. I think it was 4. Or did it get knocked down to 3? You're going to look it up now.
You keep talking.
All right, so I do think that the Steelers are going to win the game. I mean, I just think that offensively they still have so many weapons. D'Angelo Williams is killing it. Big Ben, and you still got Antonio Brown. That defense did not look very great against the Philadelphia Eagles last week. But, I mean, like, that was just the Carson Wentz magic of the rookie season. I do think that the Steelers can get a bounce-back win against the Kansas City Chiefs this week.
It was reduced to 3 games, so if all goes according to plan, Bell will play this week.
Yeah, so that just feeds my vote even more.
I do have to say I am not the biggest Pittsburgh Steelers supporter right now after they got blown out by the Eagles. But Antonio Brown and Ben are a big connection in the league, not only in that offense. And I don't see how the Kansas City defense is going to stop something like that, especially with Bell back.
But Marcus Peters has the most interceptions in his first 2 seasons than anybody in the NFL history. More than Deion Sanders, more than Darrelle Revis. Like, he has 13. The next closest is 9, I think.
There's no denying that he's a good corner.
He is good.
He could possibly go down as one of the best to ever play the position. But I don't think one corner trying to shut down one of the top receivers in the league is going to be enough for this team to win the game.
I think that he has a shot of shutting Antonio Brown down, though. I don't think Antonio Brown
has an Antonio Brown day.
Yeah.
But Antonio Brown is still going to be a huge factor in the game.
He's still Antonio Brown. He's still going to get his, but I just think Marcus Peters is good.
Yeah, no doubt. And the rack-up Week 4 on Monday night, we have the New York Giants taking a trip to Minnesota to play in the new stadium. And not much to say other than, as a Giants fan, I'm a little worried about heading into this game. If the Giants played the way they did in the first half of Week 3, I wouldn't be as worried. But it's the fact that they got away from what was working against the Washington Redskins that makes me a little concerned that they try to do too much while up, and that's going to cost them a game.
I'm very high on this Minnesota Vikings team. I mean, they pretty much put the work in on Aaron Rodgers. They pretty much put the work in on Cam Newton. Those are 2 top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL right now. That defense, they're going back to the flying purple people eaters days. They are eating. I don't even think that missing AP on offense is going to even mean that much this game. They got the running back by committee going now. Sam Bradford is surprisingly, and I do mean surprisingly, looking really good.
Yeah, it's probably the best he's ever done, to tell you the truth.
Kyle Rudolph is doing all right, and then they got Stephon Diggs on the outside. I just think that the Minnesota Vikings are really clicking at the beginning of the season. I think that they have a chance to even make a playoff push, even without Teddy Big. But I do have the Vikings getting the win to end Monday night.
And that playoff push, that would look huge for the Eagles. Because that pick turns into a second.
Yeah, that would be huge for the Eagles as well for that trade. But, I mean, like, screw the Eagles.
Yeah, screw the Eagles. But as much as I think the Vikings are going to come away with a W on Monday night, I do need to stick to my roots. Eli Manning, that offense will find a way to get the job done. I mean, the Eli to Odell connection was looking good against Norman last week. There is no denying that.
Yeah.
But I think a little that week, last week's game was a little taste of reality for the Giants. They were coming off 2 close games where they won. 2 games they would not have won last year. Little taste of reality for them week 3. Let's see how they respond in week 4.
I just think that their offenses are so similar that it just all is going to come down to who plays better defense. And if it comes down to that, then it's obviously the Vikings. You know, I mean, on paper at least.
On paper at least.
But if they keep playing like they've been playing, I don't think the Giants even stand a chance.
So this is going to be one of the shorter podcasts we've ever done. That's going to wrap up the week 4 podcast. In the comments, leave down if you agree or disagree with some of our picks. Let us know what your picks were. Really hope you guys enjoyed this week's podcast.
Yeah, guys, start telling your friends, man. All right, we're climbing up in the subscriber count. We're up to 7. We're getting some likes on our videos. You know, we're doing good out here. More stuff's gonna be coming. I say this every week. All right, so you guys just gotta hop on the train. You know, this is gonna be a great channel, and you guys need to support it. But until next time, guys,
peace.